the morning when I rise, bring it. Oh, shit!
Hey everybody, this is a new series that I'm doing called Odd and Interesting Details. Maybe I'll change the name later, I don't know. Don't make me feel insecure about it. Rather than going into the history of the lore of these games like I normally do for a retrospective, I'm instead going to just talk about details within the game itself that I appreciated or felt was worth discussing. So without further ado, let's go on a journey across the many worlds of Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. A detail I thought was just a funny gag from the developers is this mounted tauntaun head, but apparently this is not a gag at all. This is actually in the movie. I've seen Jedi dozens of times and never once noticed this tauntaun head. That's crazy. There's a lot of cool things you could find in Jabba's palace, like this BDSM bot, or this VIP area, which accurately represents most VIP areas in nightclubs, and by that I mean that it's pretty much just a dirty couch in the corner that probably cost $100 an hour. There's also this reflecting pool, which I'm almost certain is an original creation for this game. Is this like where everyone bathes, or what? Why is the water green? Should I go to the doctor after this? Underneath Jabba is the Rancor, who's invincible and will try to murk these Gamorrean guards just like in the film. Let's take a closer look. Wait, too close! Too close! This is outrageous! It's unfair! So now I'm going to mess up your chair! If you've ever watched my Super Star Wars Trilogy video, you may be familiar with Emperor Palpatine dabbing, but in Battlefront, he stepped up his game considerably. He's now the dab master. He's the lord of the dab. I mean, just look at this. YOLO! This joke brought to you by the year 2012, and viewers like you. I imagine the developers thought we wouldn't notice, but the texture for the city just below the horizon is just the same building texture but on the ground. You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't use the same Coruscant building texture for the floor. Speaking of cutting corners, let's talk about Bespin. Bespin is kind of a weird map. In levels like Endor, the developers blocked off the playable area with a wall of trees. It's a little conspicuous, but at least it makes sense, it's a forest. Other levels use similar designs to keep the player within the boundaries, but Bespin is just like, fuck all that, nobody's gonna want to leave the boundaries of the city. We have everything you could possibly want here. We've got communal fountain. We've got blocky buildings with no doors or windows. We have no entertainment district or restaurants or anything. Why the hell would anyone want to leave? Trying to exit the boundaries of Bespin reminds me of Jim Carrey trying to leave his town in The Truman Show. There's no way, buddy. There's just no way. Ironically, this is the one stage they could have gotten away without having to obfuscate the boundaries. I mean, Bespin is like on a floating platform in the sky. The boundary could just be a flat surface where once you reach the edge, you just fall off. You know, just like our Earth in real life. Bespin is well known for its beautiful sunsets, but why would Asper render new clouds or sky textures for this remaster? After all, that would take up valuable time. It's not like Photoshop literally has an insert sky button. It's not like one of those developers could just snap a picture of a sunset with their phone. No, that would be too much. Let's instead take a JPEG from 2005 and add a sharpen filter to it. That looks good. You can find the carbon freezing chamber inside one of the buildings, and I was pretty surprised to discover that getting inside is an instant kill. I don't know if that means the clone's armor is really weak, or Han Solo's skin is just made of titanium. You can also toss yourself into the chasm that Luke jumps into after he gets his hand cut off. One thing I like to do in these old sandbox games is see if I could reach the highest point in the map. I took my jet trooper out and made some pretty big strides, going from building to building. You can imagine my immense disappointment when I discovered that the developers put an invisible ceiling right about here, making getting on top of the tallest building impossible. Come on guys, how could you tease us like this? I wanted to climb the tallest thing that I can so I could jump off of it. I'm a little boy at heart, let me have this. This was changed with Battlefront 2, I believe, but in the first game, the heroes and villains are invincible. This can be really frustrating. I mean, I would really just like to play the game without Count Dooku stalking me like the ghoul from It Follows. The positive to this, though, is that you can endlessly toss grenades and heavy artillery at these invincible characters, and their ragdoll physics are never not hilarious. Look at Luke Skywalker having the second worst day of his life. In the new Battlefront games, you could enter ships via power-up items or through menus, but in the original game, you could just get onto a vehicle that you come across. This is a feature that I missed because it makes more sense and feels better. I mean, I'm on Endor, I want to find a speeder bike and jump on it. I don't want to unlock it through a ding-dong menu. Picking up the game now, though, I realize that these vehicles don't really control the way I remember. Saying they fly janky would be an understatement. Oh, look at that. I'm dead already. Maybe I should just take the bus. They see me rolling. I'm a droidica. And I've reached the edge of the map. Wow, look at this glorious waterfall texture. I get that this is a 2-decade-old game, and it's meant to be way off in the background, but I feel like a still JPEG of a waterfall would have looked better. They literally scrubbed lines into an image and added fractal noise behind it to make it look vaguely like water. The plains of Naboo are littered with ancient artifacts, like the statue commemorating your mother. I'm still not used to heroes and villains being invincible, and my caveman brain kept telling me that if I shot him with a sniper rifle enough times, surely that would kill him. Nope. No. Friendly fire is also definitely a thing in the original game, and while I get that this technically makes the game more realistic, I'm not exactly playing the game for realism. I mean, come on, Yoda's been chilling underwater for a half hour and he hasn't drowned. Oh, look at that, I won. Alright, maybe I'll change my tune about friendly fire. The temple in Ren Var has an altar in the innermost sanctum that's covered in Orabesh. That's the language in Star Wars. I'm a big huge nerd, so let's translate that shit. The Tatooine level has a Sarlacc. I didn't think Sarlaccs were a species, like plural, but there's one awfully close to Luke's house. It may just be creative license from the developers, who knows. Let's take a closer look. No, not again! You remember in A New Hope, those tall, skinny platforms that the rebels were using as lookout towers? The ones that had no visible ladder or anything built into it? Ever wondered how the hell they got up there? Well, in Battlefront, we could finally see for ourselves. The rebels simply need to stand at the base, and then they're magically teleported to the top. Mystery solved. The moon here is really something. It gives off melancholia vibes. Is anyone else getting depressed? I know modern games get a lot of crap for their excess hand-holding, but let's not pretend like older games weren't glitchy as hell and full of bad AI. This Anakin CPU has a cockroach brain. Stadium level with all its tears is just too much to process.
Ah, finally home I am, after the forces of evil I have battled. Oh no, lost my keys I have. What? No, get away! Just wanted to go home, I did!
I know I was complaining earlier about the sky maps and the waterfall textures, but just look how crisp this wood texture looks on this log.
You look at it! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
Wow, what an exciting journey that was. If you like this video, you might consider subscribing to the channel for more Star Wars content. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you. I gotta go. Invincible Count Dooku is still following me, and I can never stop moving, or let my guard down, not for one moment. Life truly is a waking nightmare. Goodbye.
Lollipops.